Hey, this is JJ Ruescas, and today you and I are going to celebrate the edition number 100 of 3 to Thrive, the newsletter that I deliver every single Friday, no matter what happens. The rain or sun, if I'm sick, if I'm healthy, it doesn't matter. It goes every single Friday. So in this 100th edition, what I'm planning to do is share with you some of the lessons that I collected along the way. Now, even though this is a newsletter project, indeed it is actually a creative project, which means that you can use it even if you don't have a newsletter, just for the sake of creating some. So the first one of the lessons that I realized over 100 weeks of writing a newsletter is this. Recollecting or capturing is the process of picking and choosing stuff that I do believe is relevant for you at the end of the week. For example, some tools, some documentaries, maybe events that I have attended, maybe classes, courses that I have taken, and that I do believe that they're going to be on your benefit as well. Now, this is very important because I do capture all my interesting ideas or all of this interesting stuff that is for you in my Day Zero journal, and you can take a look at that on the link down here. As well, another way that I use to capture stuff that is relevant is using AI, for example, Audit AI, which helps me to, while I'm walking, I just record my voice and everything gets there collected and pre-digested so that when I sit down to write the newsletter, it's almost done. Lesson number 2, not all the ideas have the same quality. What do I mean by this? Even though I recollect or I capture lots of ideas over the week, I present just 3 of those ones at the end of the week on the newsletter. Because even though some of them may be valuable, I need to be very, very careful and also thoughtful about what I do believe that is going to be useful for you. Therefore, there is a way in, there is a balance of the quality of the ideas. Now, think about your own ideas. We collect ideas all day long, create ideas all day long, but that does not mean that all of them have the same quality, right? So that is lesson number 2. Lesson number 3, consistency. This is something that lots of people struggle with. They do believe that they are not consistent, that they are not disciplined. But let me ask you, do you are inconsistent with your breathing or your heartbeat? I don't believe so, right? So by nature, we are consistent. Maybe we are consistent at not following a habit, which is very different. Nevertheless, we are all consistent. In my case, I decided to deliver the newsletter every Friday, no matter what happens, which forces me to also schedule my agenda in a way that allows me to get time way before the delivery of the newsletter so that I'm not on a rush, for example, right? So thanks to that consistency or that commitment to deliver something that you said that you were going to deliver, is that you can start readjusting your life, and therefore the ideas just come natural. One interesting idea that I learned a few months ago from Tiago Forte was that sometimes you may not have something to deliver in a newsletter, but that does not mean that you should not send an email. Even creating an email or writing an email saying, guys, this week I couldn't find anything that was worth your time. Nevertheless, I just wanted to make sure that I'm consistent with this and that you are aware of that. Even that creates trust with the audience and also an internal trust. That's lesson number 3. Lesson number 4, simplicity. At the beginning of the newsletter, I used to write chunks and chunks of massive paragraphs of information. And like I said, they were information. They were not even knowledge. I was just filling up the page. And then I realized that the actual work and the actual effort comes from simplification of what I have written. So in order for you to practice your creativity, one of the questions that I would pose is, how can I simplify this piece of content that I've written? How can I simplify this video that I'm shooting? How can I simplify this comment that I am sharing with someone else? in simplification. That is where lies the actual genius of a person. So simplify. Lesson number 5. Use a newsletter audit. And not only for newsletters. So an audit is something that will objectively give you feedback from yourself to your creation, whether from how is it structured, is it properly written, even the way that it looks. Think about this. If I would just send you a plain letter, a plain email, it would be kind of boring. So even the visuals, the aesthetics of your email count, the bolding of some words, the spacing, the italics that you may use, the underlying, the links, everything is a piece of art. So, like I mentioned, use an audit for newsletters or for anything else. And if you're interested, let me know. I will drop the link of the audit that I personally use for my newsletter in the description below. Finally, get feedback. So, how do you know if what you're creating makes sense to other person or not? Sometimes we are so caught up in our own thinking that we think that the other person will get it immediately what we're saying, but that's not the case many times. And in order to realize if what we are providing is valuable or not, we need to have some feedback. So what it happens is that many people, they are discouraged by the likes or dislikes of their peers or people who read their content, listen to their podcasts, etc. One rule that I go by is feedback is neutral. Success is feedback with makeup, and failure is feedback without makeup. At the end of the day, feedback is neutral. Okay? The more frequently that you can get feedback, then you can readjust course in order to improve what you are doing. Don't take anything personal. That is the point. And be very objective in order to keep evolving in any kind of creative endeavor that you have. Well, those were the 6 lessons that I got after 100 editions of the newsletter, guys. I'm so thrilled to share these ones with you, and I hope that you find some value. Let me know which ones you like the most. Let me know if you think that I'm missing other ones, or if you would like some kind of deeper explanation on any of these ones. Like always, subscribe to the newsletter, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to every single thing that you can find about me on social media. It's my pleasure to connect with you every single time. And as always, I say goodbye by saying keep learning and keep optimizing. See you next time.